Fiancé turned indifferent the moment he found out I was not my parents' real daughter. He dropped the gentle, caring act, broke off our engagement, and got together with the real heiress, Sylvia. But in the end, after being sent back to my real family, I went from a castaway to the beloved daughter of a wealthy family and even got engaged to the richest man in Clave. I thought my real parents were just poor farmers from a village, but my family owned the entire village. My father was one of the top 3 billionaires in Clave, and my 3 brothers, all were outstanding in their fields. My eldest brother, Jeffrey Harper, was a rising star in the business world, one of the best among his peers. My second brother, Ellis Harper, was the youngest top scientist, now a key figure at the National Research Institute. My third brother, Lewis Harper, was the hottest rising movie star. On my first day back with my real family, I made my adopted parents go bankrupt and had that scheming Sylvia on her knees, begging for mercy. 2 months ago, my father, Benjamin Reed, fell ill and needed my blood. That was when the Reed family discovered my rare negative blood type, proving I wasn't their real daughter. They immediately pulled every connection and found their real daughter, Sylvia. The hospital where my adoptive mother, Cecily, gave birth had caught fire back then. In the chaos, nurses took all the babies out of the incubators to save them, but with so many people, mistakes happened, and several babies were switched. Cecily took me home while Sylvia ended up with a working-class couple. Now that they had found Sylvia, the Reed family treasured her like a jewel, especially Cecily, who pitied her for suffering all these years and blamed me for everything Sylvia had gone through. Just now, Sylvia deliberately shattered a glass, cutting her face, and framed me for it. Benjamin and Cecily didn't even think twice before deciding I was guilty. They didn't give me a chance to explain. Benjamin frowned, looking disgusted, and said, "I never knew you were this vicious. You actually tried to ruin Sylvia's face. With that kind of attitude, you have no place here. I've already contacted your real parents to take you home. Pack your things and get out of here. Go back to Cloudstream Village." Sylvia looked at me with an innocent smile. "Elena, you don't want to go back to the countryside, do you? I mean, it makes sense. The Reed family is a wealthy name in Falklands, and you've lived a life of luxury. Your real parents, they're broke. Quite the downgrade." Huh, I felt nothing but indifference. If not for me, the Reed family's business wouldn't be where it was today. I turned, went upstairs, threw a few clothes into a bag, and left. As soon as I stepped out the door, I saw a dust-covered, old, beat-up van parked at the entrance. A man stepped out from the driver's seat, recognized me instantly, and walked over respectfully. "Miss Harper, my apologies for being late. I didn't expect there to be no helipad here, so the helicopter had to land further away. To avoid any delays in picking you up, I had to find a car at the last minute, but it hasn't been used in a while, so it might look a little worn out. Sorry for that." Hearing his explanation, I finally noticed that this van was actually a vintage luxury car. The emblem on it was Maybach, and it was a global limited edition. Suddenly, I felt my real family didn't seem as bad as the Reeds made them out to be. "Where are Dad and Mom?" I didn't see anyone else around. "Miss Harper, I'm Declan Marsh, your family's driver. Mr. and Mrs. Harper were supposed to come pick you up themselves, but when your grandmother heard the news that you'd been found, she got too emotional and fell ill, so they sent me to bring you home instead." My eyes flickered slightly. I nodded slightly and said, "All right, let's go." "Wait." Declan turned around and walked to the van's trunk. "Mr. and Mrs. Harper prepared some gifts before we came to thank the Reed family for raising you all these years." The vintage car hadn't been used in ages, and the wind today was strong. A gust of dust blew over, making the scene quite messy. Benjamin, Cecily, and Sylvia stepped out and immediately saw the mess. Disgust filled their eyes. Cecily didn't bother hiding her disdain, even stepping back a few paces as if she was afraid of catching the stench of poverty. Benjamin, being more composed, didn't show as much disgust on his face. Earlier, when Declan arrived, he had slipped on the lawn, and since it had rained recently, his hands were covered in mud, dirtying the gift box as well. "Mr. Reed, this is a small token of appreciation. Thank you for raising her for 23 years. Please accept it." Benjamin glanced at the filthy box, probably wondering what a farmer could possibly give of value. Perhaps just some crops from the fields, hastily packed into some random box, but he kept his expression composed. "No need for gifts, just leave." Cecily sneered. "What kind of decent gift could come from such a shabby box? You think the Reed family needs farm produce?" Declan hesitated. Before he left, Mr. Harper had specifically told Declan to bring it. Inside were deeds of 23 commercial properties, 23 luxury villas, 23 pieces of high-end jewelry, 23 luxury cars, and a bank card with $23 million, all to thank the Reed family for raising their daughter for 23 years. "Mr. Reed, are you sure you don't want it?" Benjamin waved impatiently and said, "We don't need such things. Just leave." Declan had no choice but to put the box back, and then he took me away from the Reed family. I glanced in the direction we were heading and suddenly spoke up. "This is the road to Clave, not to Cloudstream Village." Declan realized and quickly explained, "Yes, your home is in Clave. Cloudstream Village is just part of your family's estate. Clave and Falklands were neighboring cities, but Clave's economy was far superior. The Reed family was wealthy in Falklands, but in Clave, their business was nothing more than a small workshop. So, my real parents didn't live in Cloudstream Village, but in Clave, place the Reed family could only dream of. When we arrived, I saw an old estate, a magnificent manor, its walls covered in climbing flowers. This is Hillside Manor, your home." As soon as I stepped out, I saw two people. The man, Alexander, had sharp features, well-defined, with lines of age on his face, yet not looking old at all. He held a woman in a light-colored dress. Her long hair hair neatly tied up, her eyes serene yet filled with worry. The moment she saw me, her eyes turned red. "Elena, my sweet daughter, I'm your mother." Alexander comforted his wife. "Our daughter is back. You should be happy, don't be sad." I looked at the two people in front of me. They seemed familiar, especially the man. Seeing that I didn't respond, Alexander spoke. "Elena, we are your parents. All these years, we've been searching for you around Cloudstream Village, but we never expected you to be in Falklands. We're sorry it took so long to find you. You're Alexander Harper." It suddenly clicked. This man was one of the top 3 richest men in Clave. The Harper family built their fortune in real estate. Now, their business spanned across renewable energy, nanomaterials, jewelry, and the entertainment industry. Some media outlets estimated that Alexander's net worth exceeded trillions.